review, Deadpool 2. Alright, so I took off and saw Deadpool 2 finally. It's a week after it's come out, but I thought I'd do a quick review on it just to get some content up. And, well, I like the movie, so I thought I'd give my thoughts on it. Now, I saw Deadpool 1 last year in the movie theaters, thought it was great, thought, wow, finally someone's taking a sense of humor with these movies. And so Deadpool 2, I was hoping it would have definitely something of a good comedy going for it, and of course it did. So, headed out there to see it, and primarily because I was really fascinated by what they were doing with Cable. Josh Brolin, who just is hot off the presses with his Thanos in Avengers, is now Cable in Deadpool 2. So, man, is he ever just a Marvel mastermind for these two characters. Cable's always been one of my favorites. I kind of grew up with him. I have his first appearance that I got in New Mutants 1987. Oh, I don't know if it was 1987 or if it was issue 87, but I have it. That's the important thing. It's probably worth some money. Deadpool's first appearance I also have in New Mutants because I was collecting X-Men in the late 80s, early 90s. So those are both worth some money these days. So they basically created X-Force. So it's possible that the next Deadpool movie will probably be X-Force. And it'll probably involve Cable being some kind of leader, maybe Deadpool, one of the people in it. It'll be interesting to see. They have kind of a relationship. There's a Deadpool Cable comic that was out some years back. So we'll see if that starts kind of playing into this. The sense of humor was there. He's obviously the mercenary with a mouth. He's really, really funny in this, and crack jokes nonstop. We see a return of Colossus and a Negasonic teenage warhead. She's got a girlfriend now, and then we see him form a whole bunch of characters. Some of whom are familiar, like Shatterstar and Domino. Domino's a very well-known character who basically had the same origin, or I should say the same debut as Deadpool many, many years ago, back in the, probably like 1990, right? So a long time ago when I first started collecting comics, I picked up these New Mutants issues, and so they've been around for now, God, I'm getting on in years, but over 25 years. So Cable, Deadpool kind of came into their own at the same time. Cable was first, I believe, and then Domino and Deadpool. But hey, Ryan Reynolds made a go of Deadpool, brought in Cable. Josh Brolin did a great job on it. So yeah, just funny overall. Now, a few things I want to bring up in this is that there's really this redemptive story of Deadpool trying to save a kid. And so he's kind of like, still the sort of same jerk who's a little trigger happy and punishes people when he sees fit, but at the same time trying to save a kid, saying that maybe this kid has a future. So we're starting to see a mercenary with a heart. And I'm not going to go into too much about it, but that is the major plot, is that he's trying to save a kid's life. And Cable is possibly going to try to end this kid's life. So they get into this sort of battle with one another and eventually kind of team up when it comes down to it. So that's the main plot of it, and we see some really great cameos by characters like the Juggernaut and the Juggernaut versus Colossus fight, which was something comic book fans have always really wanted. So we got to see, that's a dream fight, and certainly one that the X-Men movies haven't given us, despite giving us Colossus and Juggernaut appearances in previous movies. They never gave us a fight between the two, and here we have the two big guys punching it out, duking it out. Now, the great thing about it is that they definitely didn't go with the traditional story. I mean, yeah, there's a conflict, there's resolution, there's a story arc and so forth, but there were so many swerves in this, like in absurd, crazy swerves that I just couldn't help but think that, the writing in this was quite surprising. It took me by surprise in a number of times when I'm just like, what the heck's going on here? And the story just goes off in a completely different direction than I expected. So, and Cable is so well done. Like, I hope Cable gets his own movie. I hope Josh Brolin continues in the role because he was really, really good. And really funny cameos. Stay to the end. Funny cameos at the end. Funny cameos from characters from other movies. So you need to watch those. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone's watching this and saw Stan Lee in this movie, let me know, because I didn't see him. I was like, wait a minute. He's not in this movie. He's kind of like in every Marvel movie. Is he just not interested in being in a rated R film? Or have we seen the last of Stan Lee because he's getting on in years and his health is not doing so good and he's going through some tough times? I'd hate to hear that that's happening, but I would understand it. A guy who's 95 years old, if he decides that his film days are done, we may not see him too much. But I didn't see him in this. and that was disappointing. I was hoping he would make some kind of appearance somewhere. And now we may see these X-Men characters move and merge with the MCU. There's a Dark Phoenix movie that's coming out. The date has been moved. I think it's going to be probably later this year. And there's a New Mutants. Now, again, spoiler alert here. They rescue a bunch of kids from a mutant orphanage, I guess they call it. And those kids are rescued by a character named Domino and other X-Men like Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead seem to collect these kids and bring them to Professor Xavier. So my thoughts are they might be the New Mutants. That might be the origin of the New Mutants. So we may see the New Mutants come out of that. And we may see an X-Force form out of that with Cable as the leader. So this looks like it's leading to some other things with a bigger shared cinematic universe with the other X-Men franchises. And I'd really love to see that. And then let's roll it into the MCU and we'll have Wolverine versus Captain America. If Hugh Jackman wants to stick around, without giving anything away, it looks like he is. So we'll see how that goes. And we may see more of these other characters, that we got introduced here in the upcoming movies like the Dark Phoenix and possibly the New Mutants. So it'd be interesting to see if Domino or Cable or even Deadpool make appearances. I have a feeling that maybe there'll be some Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, just because they were in the X-Men's mansion and so forth. Now, the interesting thing is that the current timeline of the X-Men movies are not current. They are like in the 80s. So where's Dark Phoenix going to fit into all this? They teased a Dark Phoenix at the end of the third X-Men movie, the original trilogy. So now we're going to go into a Dark Phoenix story, and who knows, like, where is it going to be in the 90s, because we're kind of moving the timeline forward, and then Deadpool won't be in it. Will Colossus be in it? Negasonic Teenage Warhead probably wasn't like alive, so it'll be interesting to see if any of these characters are in it, or the Juggernaut is in it, because the Juggernaut's been around a while, so maybe he was, so we'll see. I'd like to see them maybe get something together and get things going. But we'll see where the continuity goes, because I assume that the same characters who were playing in Apocalypse, the same actors and so forth, are going to be playing the characters in the New Mutants and certainly in the Dark Phoenix. So we'll see. But Deadpool 2, go check it out. Funny movie. Really breaks the fourth wall, talks to the audience, makes all kinds of references to things outside of the movie and the fact that you're aware that you're watching a movie. But my favorite thing is going to be watch it to the end so you can get the jokes at the end of it. Really good, really funny. Check it out. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon, because we're about to embark on a wacky adventure, and I plan to bring that to you later this week. So if you like roller coasters and clowns and comic books, yeah, I'm putting all of those together into one thing, and we're going to hit the review button for that. Like and subscribe. See you soon.